Usually she would just throw the covers back, scoot to the edge of the massive bed. Tonight, there was no scooting. She threw the covers and tried to wiggle to the edge of the bed. Oh, the pain. Oh, that hurts. She stopped. She thought again. She rolled onto her stomach and wiggled her way to the edge of the bed, with legs straight out to feel for the floor as her nightdress clung to the bedding. Finally, her toes found the floor, and she pushed on the bed until she was upright. Now, if she could just reach under the bed. Oh, there was no squatting to reach tonight. She bent to the right. No, not far enough. She bent to the left. She barely reached her object. She tugged, until finally it was clear of the bed. Facing away from the bed, she took the pot cover and tried to sit on the floor, but the floor was too low for her reach. Crash! The cover went to the floor and rolled to the bedroom towards the door. Holding her nightdress, she gently tried to squat. Oh, that hurts. She turned facing the bed, holding her nightdress with one hand and the rumpled sheets with the other. Oh, that works. But when she tried to raise herself back up, the bedsheet let loose and she fell backwards on her already black and blue bottom. The pot tipped over, the contents spilled on her nightdress, and oh, the pain! She couldn't get to her feet, so she crawled along the bed to reach the bell cord. Paulette walked into the room to find her mistress on the floor in a humbling position. Elizabeth's red and contorted faces reflected something between pain and shame. Tears already in her eyes now overflowed freely. Paulette exclaimed, "Oh, mon ami, do not cry. We will have you back in bed quickly." After Elizabeth was cleansed and refreshed, Paulette went to the dressing table to retrieve her hair ribbon, which she tied to the bell cord and pinned to Elizabeth's pillow. "Now, mademoiselle, should you need assistance, please pull the ribbon. Is there anything else that you need?" "Yes," replied Elizabeth. "I need this night to be over." This is the next day. The butler knocked gently at Elizabeth's door. "Entrez," she called out. "There's a gentleman to see you, mademoiselle," he announced, as he averted his eyes from her, lying in the bed, surrounded by pillows. He lowered the silver tray so she could reach the calling card. Lord Duncan? Why would he be calling at this hour? He should be sleeping like everyone else who went to the masquerade ball last night. Oh, but he would have news of the events of last evening, she thought. "Hand me my blue dressing gown. Take my tray. Send for my maid. Help me up. Hand me the cane." The butler took 2 steps towards the wardrobe, stopped. Took 2 steps towards her ladyship, stopped. Took 2 steps towards the breakfast tray, stopped. Took 2 steps towards the door. Elizabeth giggled as she watched his confusion. Embarrassed, the butler looked at her for direction. He smiled when he saw that she was smiling again, even if it was at his expense. Elizabeth began again. "First, hand me my gown." He brought it to her. "Now please, help me to the dressing table." He did as he was requested. "Now please take the tray and send for my maid. Show Lord Duncan to the upstairs drawing room." The butler replied, "As you wish, mademoiselle," as he bowed and retreated to the door. "Lord Duncan, how good of you to visit this morning. I would have expected you to be resting after the ball," Elizabeth greeted him. "Mademoiselle, allow me to be frank with you. When I saw that you were not at the ball, I was concerned. Only illness or injury would have prevented your attendance. Since I see you're in good spirits, I presume it is neither." "Au contraire. I am embarrassed to admit that you are right. It was an injury that prevented my attendance. I shall be confined and recovering for some time. Tell me news of the ball." They chatted for a while before she finally came to her point. "Did Pierre introduce his fiancée?" "He did," Lord Duncan replied. She quickly averted her eyes. "My dear mademoiselle, did you have intentions?" You read me so quickly, she admitted. With great conviction, he bellowed, Pierre is a cad, not worthy of you. Surprised, she looked inquisitively at him. Oh, forgive me, I spoke rashly. Please allow me to make it up to you. Since you are confined, perhaps I could come to visit, perhaps read to you. He inquired hopefully. Yes, that would be pleasant, she confessed. Very excited, he began to take his leave before she changed her mind. Then I will see you on the morrow, he said as he backed away. Drama, comedy, or poetry, he asked. Poetry, she responded. Virgil or Shakespeare? Shakespeare. While escorting the gentleman out of the room, the butler noticed the sweet smile on her ladyship's face. He also recognized that same smile on the gentleman's face, which made him smile too. This is the next one of the same day. Monique gently knocked at the bedroom door. Entrez-vous? Was the response inside. Monique peeked into the bedroom to see Mademoiselle Elizabeth lying on her bed of pillows. Monique inquired, We knew that you were unable to come out today, Mademoiselle, so we brought you the puppet stage from the attic. Can we put on a show for you? Behind Monique stood her father, the butler. I hope you don't mind, Mademoiselle, but the children thought a show might entertain you, he explained. It's quite all right, Andre. I could use some entertainment, Elizabeth replied. The children carried the marionettes while their father rolled the huge stage into the room. The children jumped into action, whispering among themselves about the story they would tell. Elizabeth lay back on her pillows to get comfortable. She had had a sleepless night and her bottom was still very sore since last night. Monique held the little girl marionette and Jacques held the little boy, and also the witch, who lived in the gingerbread house. Using their squeaky voices to imitate children and their deep voices to imitate elders, the children proceeded with their story. On and on the story went until the children heard a strange noise. They stopped to listen. What was that noise? They exchanged glances, silently questioning each other. The noise stopped, so they continued their story. Again the noise was heard. They peeked from around behind the stage, and there was Elizabeth, mouth open, snoring as loud as a cat, so loud the cat perked up to listen. The children hung their heads in disappointment. Slowly they rose to leave the room. Monique began to cry. She didn't like it, she moaned. Sensing the children's voice changes, Elizabeth woke up. Oh, do not cry, mon ami. I loved the show. It was I who should feel bad. Let me make it right for you. Let us pretend we are the play. We are our own. Monique, you will be Gretel. Jacques, you will be Hans. And I will be the wicked witch. Andre, she called. Yes, mademoiselle? Andre, please have the cook send some gingerbread to us and milk also. Turning to the children's smiling faces, Elizabeth asked, Now then, how shall we begin? Thank you. The blog is called The Black Pearl Bag, and it's the heirloom that gets handed out generation to generation. Nice.